guys, Caleb here with another tutorial slash review. Today we're going to be talking about V-mount batteries and external power, specifically for cameras like DSLRs and the GH4 system, A7S, all that good stuff. Power I found can be somewhat confusing because you have to get the regulation correct. You can screw up your camera. Trying to figure out what the best option is, as well as thinking about how much all this stuff costs. Can get really complicated, and there's just so many different mounts and systems out there and accessories. So I'm going to kind of break it down and simplify everything for you guys and talk about two solutions using one battery to power all of your gear, monitors, your camera, or throwing it on light panels, things like that. I chose the V-mount system because it seemed like the most flexible. I know there's other mounts that are stronger and maybe have some more flexibility in certain areas, but it seems to me that V-mount just has a broader acceptance, if you will. So today, everything we're going to talk about is based around one battery, and there's several different ways to use it, which we'll get into later. And that battery is the Powerbase 70 from Switronix. The reason I like this battery so much is really several reasons, but it is just so versatile. It's not just a big honkin' heavy battery that you stick on things. You have a lot of different options with this. So first I want to talk about the battery itself, and then we'll get on to how you can use it in different setups, as well as different pricing options and all that good stuff. First thing about this that's really unique is, like I said, it's not just a standard brick of a battery. You have lots of cool stuff on here. First, we have a quick release right here. It's not very well made, it's plastic, and they're trying to keep the cost down, which I can appreciate. But the idea here is you could stick the camera directly on top of this battery if you wanted to keep things pretty small. And then you also have on each side a 1/4-20 female threads. You could add something to that, mount it in different ways, which is really cool. On the back we have the standard V-mount male, and then in the middle we have a female 1/4-20, so you could go ahead and attach that to something as well. If we turn it over on the side, we see the lever to remove the quick release plate, and then we also see the power button, and it shows us how much power we have, which is really nice. And that's what separates this from really cheap options like that MPF battery solution I've talked about in a different video. While it's really cheap, you have no idea to tell how much power you have left, and that can be kind of dangerous. So while we're talking about power, let's talk about how long this thing lasts. I haven't fully run it out because I just ran out of time. I can't be monitoring the camera all day, but I did take some time and set a monitor up next to my computer while I was working one day, and I just had the camera running all day long. So this thing hooked up to a GH4 shooting 4K, all the monitors and everything turned on. I went 6 hours continuous filming, and it hadn't dropped down to 2 out of 4 lights on the side. So this thing is just going to last forever. Now the GH4 has great batteries to begin with, but if you want something to power multiple things on your camera system, this can be a great option, and it can do it really well. So really impressed. Still don't know how long it'll go. Probably at least 2 full days of shooting, something like that, depending on the draw of your camera. So that's the battery as a whole. Now I want to talk about the different ways to use it with your camera. We have a couple different options. The first, and probably the cheapest, is to buy this as a kit with a regulator cable. On its own, as just a straight up V-mount battery, you can pick this up for around $245. I'll put all the prices and links at dslrvideoshooter.com in this video post. So you can get it as a standalone, or you can get it as a kit. So here is the kit. It comes with a battery and this regulator cable. This one is for the GH4, GH3, etc. And it just has a dummy battery on one end. And then you take the whole battery, and let's see if I can get this lined up here. Take the whole thing and attach it directly to the battery itself, and you see the lights on here, and that's all you need. This goes into the camera. You can get different lengths of the cable, and you can attach it to the bottom of the camera. You can use these 1/4-20s that are everywhere to mount it some other way. So that is one solution. One con to that might be switching out the battery can be a pain, because you would have to mount this in a way to work with the camera. If you have the camera right on it, you'd have to take all that apart, switch the battery out. So another solution, And this is going to be a better solution if you're dealing with multiple V-mount batteries. We'll put this aside, and that is to get a V-mount plate. So this thing right here is around $80, and you can see I have a Red Rock Micro cheese plate. You can probably get cheaper ones out there. Most of these cheese plates are compatible with these V-mount plates, and they're a special screw format, so you'll want to make sure that that will work. So I've kind of hacked together this thing here, and what this allows you to do is to attach it to the back of a shoulder rig like so. And the beauty of this is you just grab your battery, nothing attached, and you just drop it on there. And now you're good to go. When it's time to switch a battery, there's a little tab you push in, battery comes off. Really slick solution, and that'll give you some nice counterbalance with a shoulder rig, and it's just a great option. So you'll have to spend $80 to get the plate, and then another additional cost is the regulator cable. And I have that over here. And you can get this in different lengths, like I stated before. This is kind of expensive at around $130-ish, depending on which camera model you have. But it has some flexibility that the standard battery does not have. So what you would do is you would take the D-tap, plug it into the side of your V-mount plate, and then run this to your camera. From there, you can take your battery, slap it on, and that's all you would need right there. But what's cool is that frees up an extra D-tap on the actual battery itself. So you can see that over here. You could just plug in, another monitor, and there's also a little port on the regulator itself. So the beauty of this, you have a little more freedom with adding other accessories or powering other accessories. And you could go out and then in the future buy a second battery, and then when this one runs out, you can just pull it off, throw it into a charger, and then grab another one and slap it right on. So that's just another option to power your camera. So in conclusion, I really do think this is one of the most flexible batteries. The battery life is great. It's very flexible as a mounting system as well. And you have two ways to use it. You can use a regulator, go straight to the camera, or you can pick up a V-mount plate, and then that gives you a little more flexibility with switching batteries out, as well as powering multiple accessories with your battery. You'll find links to everything I've talked about today at DSLRvideoshooter.com. And if you have any questions, let me know. I've been pretty happy with the Powerbase. I've been using that for my cameras to power and shoot this show, and it's been working really well. And I've only charged this once, and I've had it for a month or two. So doing little videos on and off, it's great. The thing just sits there. I don't have to fiddle with running out of battery life. And you do want to keep in mind that you can use this with other accessories. You can throw this on light panels, you can put this on all kinds of different stuff. So that's it for this episode. If you want to see more reviews and tutorials, check out DSLRvideoshooter.com. Got a lot of stuff planned and looking forward to seeing you guys over there.